सूरज की पहली किरण के साथ दिन की शुरुआत कीजिए। सुबह का मंगल प्रभात आपको शुभ हो। सुबह सुबह हो खुशियों का मेला, ना लोगों की परवाह ना दुनिया का झमेला। पंछियों का संगीत हो और मौसम अलबेला। मुबारक हो आपको ये खूबसूरत सवेरा। हर सोमवार से लेकर शुक्रवार तक सुबह 6 से लेकर 9 बजे तक शामिल रहें रेडियो FBCTV पर हम सफर में रविंद्र सिंह के साथ।
Oh, kayak boro-boro cuma tahu kami ngani temam. Oh, gua nggak usah nih lah ngani temamu. Nimbula, ayo Mr. Ben.
Ella ba?
Na magkikiro manono kinedyo na bima taka moni si kinafangarumbuka.
Nabula FM, number 2 and selling.
Tonight, bus companies recommend new electrical wiring for buses in Fiji. Fiji Ports Corporation records $7 million profit. And Fiji Electricity Authority begins major overhaul of equipment at the Monosabu Hydro Dam. But first, we apologize for tonight's news delay. This was due to technical issues. Leading our bulletin tonight, 6 Nasese buses have been allowed back on the roads after the fleet was grounded yesterday. Land Transport Authority Chief Executive Naisatuna Deva says more than 50 buses are yet to be inspected and won't be in service as yet. Shireen Lata reports that Tuinadeva also met with the company's bus drivers this morning.
The LTA says there was a need to talk to the drivers given the complaints of drivers' attitude, arrogance and loud music. The drivers were reminded of their responsibilities.
They simply not there just to sit behind the wheel and drive the vehicle and collect the fares. They are responsible to the safety and the lives of their passengers. They are the ones that can control problems on the road.
All the buses are being inspected and the LTA is in no rush to finish its work. Passenger safety is paramount.
We are appealing to the public, please to bear with us. We know that there are a few disruptions because of this exercise, but we need to do it. We cannot move on with all these kind of things happening.
Tuinadeva told FBC News that bus fires aren't the only worry. Frequent breakdowns and mechanical defects also need to be addressed.
By this afternoon, we hope to at least complete 10 of these buses. We will stop at night and, we will continue again tomorrow. And whatever number that we can finish tomorrow, we will do that. And then we move on to Sunday. And hopefully by Monday, all the fleets are being audited.
The drivers were also told to learn fire drills and be alert when on the road. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
Bus companies, particularly those unhappy with the wiring of e-ticketing machines, will do their own wiring soon. This was decided at a meeting between stakeholders yesterday. Roland Karoy reports.
E-ticketing service providers have had enough, claiming that for far too long, bus companies have blamed their e-ticketing wiring system for bus fires. Upon consultations with different bus companies, Chronology and Vodafone have come up with 3 different wiring methods which they've submitted to the LTA.
We submitted all 3 diagrams to the Transport LTA and we've asked them if they can please do a study, seek the advice of FNU and other qualified institutions and actually to come up with a standard. And then to tell us, this is the standard, it should be this way.
It's really worrying when a small smoke does come up and somebody starts jumping to conclusion and saying, that it's from the wiring to do with the e-ticketing system. It's something that we cannot afford to be saying right now. We need to clear the air. We need to be sure of what we're saying here. And that is why we are going back to the drawing board by trying to come up with the proper wiring system.
James Trussler is adamant the e-ticketing wirings have nothing to do with bus fires, adding the blame game is only delaying their work.
Look, we've been here half a day. Now this every time happens, so it's a cost to us to keep coming here, inspecting and getting the blame and defending ourselves.
Both Vodafone and Phonology have also questioned the motive behind bus companies who are blaming the e-ticketing wirings for the recent bus fires, saying other bus companies have been operating normally since their buses were fitted with e-ticketing consoles. Roland Karoy, FBC News.
The Fiji Ports Corporation Limited today handed over $3.6 million dividend to the government for its last financial year. Apisalome Dokar reports this indicates the sound operations of the Ports Corporation.
FPCL is on the verge of many changes, but that doesn't mean it hasn't been making profits. $7.3 million in 2012.
Basically, the achievements that we had this year is 30% above what we achieved last year.
Remove some of the unnecessary overhead costs. And also on top of that, I think we will also see a better turnaround and volume coming through the port in Suva and Lautoka.
Devita Kurundondua says the board is quite confident that it will do better in the years to come.
In terms of future of the future programs, the board of FBCL is also looking at improving its customer services in line with undertaking some of the services that are linked with IT technology.
Now that you have the operational side with a proven management company, there is perhaps now the opportunity to, at least in the next 2 to 3 years, looking at some of the infrastructure and perhaps the repositioning of some of the infrastructure to perhaps make the Suva port a lot more conducive to its customers, and of course not forgetting Lautoka itself.
Sayad Kayum says for many years many governments have spoken about how Fiji should take advantage of its position as the hub of the Pacific without any real action on the ground. Apisalome Dokar, FBC News.
Coming up after the break, FNU holds memorial for Solomon Islander student.
Sophie.
And I'm Tix.
You can join us on The Breakfast Show
every weekday from Monday to Friday, 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. right here on Today FM.
That's right.
Bula, oya wasala bilawa. Do pata kaya umay na diwa kina tinikarona kaloko na single ni moniti kina wagarumbuka. Kako ni valata na no musui ni sari na kaisa moriendo loloma leone wani ni nau omgori ke de may na diwa kina tinikarona kaloko na single ni moniti kina wagarumbuka and Bula FM number 2 en sere.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. A memorial service has been held for a student of the Fiji National University who died after a nightclub fight in Suva last Friday. Chanel Sivan reports today friends, family and staff of FNU paid their last respects to Colin Maipara.
Colin Maipara is survived by his wife Mary and 2 daughters Esther and Henrietta Maipara. Maipara died at the CWM hospital in Suva from injuries he suffered in the fight with a nightclub bouncer.
We chatted, we laughed. He was so full of vigor and life. In fact, the first time I met him was actually in 2007 when he came to get enrolled. What a wonderful person.
Maipara from the Solomon Islands was a technical student at the Fiji National University doing 5 different diploma courses.
I asked who's holding Colin's daughter. Please bring him to last time to look at his father, her father. Then one question he asked, who beat my father? Why? Why my father is beaten? That is the question that the family couldn't answer, the school couldn't answer. I don't think anyone will answer. And that is the question that this little girl have to live with for the rest of her life.
Colin Maipara's body is tonight being flown to the Solomon Islands, where he will be laid to rest. A man has been charged in relation to his death and will reappear in court on the 23rd of this month. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
The Fiji Electricity Authority tonight begins replacing its power transformers at the Wailoa Power Station. It's a $45 million half-life refurbishment of the Monasavu hydro scheme. Ritika Pratap reports.
The 4 power transformers at the Wailawa power station are 30 years old, and the refurbishment will improve reliability of future power supply.
We feel that it's about time we replace those transformers, otherwise they could fail. And as a result, FEA embarked upon the replacement of these transformers, and we have purchased 4 new transformers at a cost of around $10 million.
The transformers will be installed one at a time, and during this process, one turbine will be out of operation, resulting in a drop in energy supply.
While we are undergoing this first transformer replacement, should another set or another turbine at Monasavu or another big set in one of our diesel stations in Vitilevu, should that fail, then we could run into capacity problems.
The authority has warned that there could be some disruptions over the next 2 months.
We thought it wise that we advise our major customers that over the next 2 months, when we change these 4 transformers, this situation is likely. Whether it will happen, time will tell. We will try to make sure it doesn't happen.
The Fiji Electricity Authority has contacted Siemens New Zealand to install the new transformers in Monasavu, and work is expected to finish by October. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The Hibiscus Carnival got rolling today at Suva's Albert Park with much hype among the vendors and patrons alike. The festival officially begins tomorrow, but things are already looking good, with people flocking to the grounds during lunch hour. Some vendors were busy still putting up their stalls and rides, while others were ready and waiting for some hungry patrons. It's Fiji's biggest entertainment event, also a time for many to cash in.
Come and sell our food stuff, and we hope to make some profit.
I hope it's good weather, and I hope many people will come and enjoy the ride. We have to make some money.
Come to our stall. This is the best from the West.
The Vodafone Hibiscus 2013 officially begins tomorrow with a march through the capital. We turn to sports now with Jamie. So how did it go at the BOG today?
Well, Jackie, it was bad news for Suva as they have now been bundled out of the tournament. However, that loss has given some hope to Nandrunga to secure a semi-final spot, but that will still depend on how the last game of the night goes. We'll have the full rundown of the day after the break.
Mula, I'm Wame. Join me every weekday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on The Center Show with classic hits from the 70s as well as the 80s right here on Gold FM.
आपकी शादी होने वाली है 5 बच्चे होंगे 5 हाय मैं हूँ आपकी सहेली वेणु सुनते रहिए मिर्ची एफएम मैं हूँ ना 9 से 12 बजे तक
Welcome back to FBC Sports. Suva's run of bad luck continues at the Ink Mobile Battle of the Giants as the capital side has become the first to be bundled out after losing 2-0 to a spirited Nandrunga. Suva goalkeeper Emori Rangata turned villain after headbutting Nandrunga's Krishnil Prasad. Rangata was Suva's hero before the red card as he denied Nandrunga a penalty and made other saves. But Joseph Elder made no mistake and slotted the ball in the corner. Alvin Prasad then sealed the deal for the Stallions with a brilliant finish with minutes remaining on the clock. The win sees Nandrunga climb to second spot in Pool A behind Ba, and if Nandi failed to beat Ba in the last game tonight, Nandrunga go into the semi-finals. Still with the BOG in Ba today, Premier Division defending champions Nasinu started their title defense with a 5-0 thrashing of southern rivals Lami. The team, once called Giant Killers, know that the only path back into the Super Premier Division is to remain unbeaten. Shalvin Chand has more.
Nasinu turned the tide on Lami in the second half after ending the first spell scoreless. It was because of a good old-fashioned pep talk by the coach.
Yes, I did some technical changes and I talked to the boys and they stick to their game plan. And we did it and we managed to score 5 goals.
The result means Nasinu is the only unbeaten side in any Premier competition this year. And the large score has left the team hungry for more goals in the remaining matches.
Yes, I'm pretty happy with the boys' performance. And for the next game, I'm expecting more goals.
Nasinu is also a changed team after the transfer window, but that doesn't mean they have lost quality players.
Got a few players just jumping in our team, and some of the experienced players they are injured. We'll go back, and they will be basically back to in our team.
Meanwhile, Vanuatu Premier champions Ndreketi has got off to a winning start as well. The results in the BOG will be a prelude to the Premier Division playoffs between them and Nasinu. Shalvin Chand, FBC Sports.
The pinnacle of secondary schools rugby in the country is the Coca-Cola Zero Deans Trophy. And tomorrow, two teams will determine whether the coveted silverware goes back to Tailevu or takes a road trip to the west. Talen Daudakadaka reports.
The captains of the Coca-Cola Zero Deans finalists came together for a brief moment today at the ANZ Stadium. It may be considered the calm before the storm. Even the skippers of the Under-18, Ratunabula College and Queen Victoria School sides had a thing or two to share. But the multitude of fans that will flock to watch the game can expect a tough yet entertaining encounter tomorrow. Captains were briefed on ensuring that good sportsmanship prevailed.
At the end of the day, there's going to be one winner, and that is rugby. Let's put that in mind, because rugby is what brings this thing together.
Ratunabula College is featuring in their second final in 3 years and want to make it a successful one this time around.
Yes, we are really prepared tomorrow. Our preparations are going well, and we are looking forward for the game tomorrow. We can't wait for the game tomorrow.
Queen Victoria School are the defending champions, and the skipper is certain that the team is ready to retain the Dean's Trophy this year.
Optimistic of our chances tomorrow, but I know Ratunabula is a good team, and we'll give them a good run for the game tomorrow and make the best team.
Tomorrow will be the moment that all these teams have waited for. The final hurdle remains to reach the pinnacle of secondary schools rugby. Talen Daudakadaka, FBC Sports.
That was your sports for tonight. It's back to Jackie now for business.
The Ministry of Health has today confirmed that the restaurant grading system has begun. Eateries are graded on the hygiene levels and food preparation methods. Chanel Sivan has more.
According to the Health Minister, the new restaurant grading system is well underway.
It's all laid down. I think this is a topic which has been discussed, dissected, digested, and I don't think there's anything new to add to this. I think that is a story which we just need to forget for the time being. I don't think the media needs to be highlighting this repeatedly without any rhyme or reason.
The system applies to fast food outlets, restaurants and wine and dine outlets. The head of Food Unit Deep Chand had said in May that restaurants would have stickers in a little over a month. FBC News went around Suva City yesterday to see how grading method is working. None of the 6 restaurants visited had been graded.
So you're confirming to us the process already started and stickers already out there?
Yes.
We haven't received any sticker from any health ministry.
Do you know what sticker we're talking about?
Grading sticker of the restaurant.
You haven't received anything?
Not yet.
No, not at all. Haven't received any stickers.
Regulations surrounding the standards of eateries are already in place. It's expected that more inspections will come conducted in due time and eventually cover all restaurants Fiji-wide.
It is safety of the people who eat in restaurants. We want to ensure that they don't get sick, they don't become a burden on the health profession.
Once this is in place, you will be able to decide where it's safe to eat. Those who fall below C grade will be closed down until they improve their standards. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
Weather time now when it looks like the perfect weather for Eat in the Park, Jen.
Well, the weather office is saying that it was cloudy in Suva, but personally, I think we had a beautiful day. Let's hope that it stays like this throughout Hibiscus. Fine weather was also in the other major centers, and it was supposed to be cloudy in Savu-Savu, but turned out to be a sunny day. 27 degrees in the Hidden Paradise was Fiji's lowest temperature today, 32 in Lambasa, the highest. No rain in sight tomorrow. Yep, that's what the forecast says. We might have some cloudy weather in Suva and Savasavu, but it shouldn't stay that way for too long. There's that strong wind warning again. It's in force this time for the Vatuira Passage, Yasawa, northern Vanuatu and northern Lao waters. Now, I've never gone mountain climbing, but after Taina Navoase sent this in, I think I might just give it a go. And my first stop will be Ulunavatu in Rakiraki.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. The headlines once again: inspection of Nasese buses to continue with only 6 buses allowed back on the road so far. Fiji Ports Corporation hands over $3 million in dividends to the government, and FNU holds memorial service for Solomon Islander who died after being assaulted at a Suva nightclub last week. To the poll question now, and we're asking, who should be held responsible for the latest rugby protests? FRU, unions or teachers? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's news tonight. I'll see you on Monday. Till then, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Modamanda.
Nimbula, methango nimilote na isorotumboa. Nama kia umena rua kina ona na vea kavi monite kina wakarambuka. Rongo mena vea sana kina vea baka barota kini ndreko malolo. Ena Radio Fiji wana na wongani vea niano. Ngai nama kia kina.
जहाँ हो प्यार का बसेरा और रिश्तों की खुशबू, वो है आपका अपना घर संसार. Join me on घर संसार, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. only on Radio Fiji 2.